We're in a prone position, meaning you're laying down on your stomach, lower body's relaxed, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension, diamond shape with the hands. For this one over here, we're going to be going into lateral flexion of the lumbar spine. So what we want to go ahead and do is we are... Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team E4Work, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction, and more specifically, I'm going to be teaching you how to correct lumbar scoliosis. Before I get on with the exercises, I first want to explain what exactly lumbar scoliosis is and why exactly you should care, and in order to do that, I'm going to need the help of my good friend, Johnny Bones. So Johnny, get over here and show your non-scoliotic spine to the camera. Scoliosis is when you develop a lateral flexion of the spine, and lumbar scoliosis is when you develop lateral flexion in the lumbar spine, and there are many ways in which it can present, but two of the most common ways are going to be a C curve and a reverse C curve. With regard to the C curve, as the name implies, when you're looking at the spine, it's going to look like a C, which means the spine is going to be translated to the left, and with the reverse C, it's the opposite. The spine is going to have this reverse C-shaped look, which means it's going to be translated to the right, and with regard to scoliosis, there's going to be a convex side to the curve and also a concave side. The convex side is where the muscles are going to be lengthened and taut, and then the concave side is going to be where the muscles are shortened and tight. And with regard to the C-shaped curve, on a C-shaped scoliosis, what you're going to see is the muscles on the left, those are going to be the convex side, and then the muscles on the right are going to be the concave, and then with a reverse C curve, it's going to be the opposite. So on a reverse C, the muscles on the right, that's going to be the convex side, and then the muscles on the left, it's going to be the concave side. And if you don't address it, it can lead to a whole host of issues, such as low back pain, hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, foot pain. So you would want to address it, and one of the ways in which we could address it would be to do some strengthening exercises for the muscles that are responsible for laterally flexing the trunk. And specifically, we would want to do more work on the convex side, because the convex side, those ones are going to be lengthened. So we would want to strengthen it to shorten up those muscles. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing for you today. So without further ado, here are the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis. With the exception of the first exercise, which is going to be a bilateral exercise, every single one of the other exercises is going to be performed right and left, and you would want to perform additional strengthening exercises, so you're going to be doing 3 sets on the convex side and only 1 to 2 on the concave side. But let's go ahead and get on with the exercises. The first strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis is going to be for the longissimus muscle. And for the longissimus, more specifically, we're going to be targeting the caudal fibers, meaning the fibers closer to the lumbar spine and the pelvis. For it, we're going to go ahead and get into a prone position, meaning you're going to be laying down on your stomach. At the lower body, we want to keep everything nice and relaxed. We're going to maintain retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown of the head is pushing away, our eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension with our hands. We're going to make a nice little diamond shape, and we're going to rest our head on our hands. Then, in terms of the principle of action for this exercise, what we want to do is go into as much lumbar extension as possible. So we want to try and raise our feet, hips off the floor. And this is the strengthening exercise for the longissimus muscle, and more specifically, the caudal fibers. Next, the second strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis is going to be for the Iliocostalis muscle. And once again, we're going to be targeting the caudal fibers, meaning the fibers closer to the lumbar spine and the pelvis. The setup position is going to be exactly the same. We're in a prone position, meaning you're laying down on your stomach, lower body's relaxed, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension, diamond shape with the hands. For this one over here, we're going to be going into lateral flexion of the lumbar spine. So what we want to go ahead and do is we are going to elevate our legs, and then if we want to train the right iliocostalis, we are going to project our feet toward the right. And this is the strengthening exercise for the iliocostalis muscle, and more specifically, the caudal fibers. Next, the third strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis is going to be for the Transversospinalis group. And once again, yep, you've guessed it, we're going to be targeting the caudal fibers, meaning the fibers closer to the lumbar spine and the pelvis. Once again, the setup position is going to be identical. Lower body's relaxed, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension, diamond shape with the hands. We're going to go ahead and rest our head on our hands. And for this one, we're going to be going into negative torsion. What do I mean by that is we're going to be doing a combination of extension of the lumbar trunk with rotation. So if we want to target the right transversospinalis group, what we want to do is try to bring your right heel toward your left shoulder. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So we're bringing the right heel up toward the left shoulder, and this is the strengthening exercise for the transversospinalis group, and more specifically, the caudal fibers. Next, the fourth strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis is going to be for the psoas major. And more specifically, we are going to be targeting the postero-lateral fibers, and even more specifically, the proximal portion of the proximal lateral fibers. For this one right over here, what we want to do is get into a supine position, meaning you're going to be laying down on your back. We want to maintain the lower body nice and relaxed. We've got retroversion of the pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown of head is pushing away, our eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. With our arms, you can just relax them down by your side or put them at the glenohumeral angle. If you don't know where that is, when you straighten out your arm and the palms are at the level of your forehead or slightly higher, that's going to be your glenohumeral angle. And then for this one, what we want to do is you want to go ahead and do a side bend to the side that we are strengthening. So we're going to do an ipsilateral side bend. So I'm going to be targeting my right psoas major, and in order to do that, I'm going to do a side bend to the right. Then from this position right over here, while maintaining that side bend, all I want to do is go into hip flexion. And this is the strengthening exercise for the psoas major, and more specifically, it is going to be for the posterolateral fibers and the proximal portion of the posterolateral fibers. And last, the fifth and final strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis is going to be for the Quadratus lumborum muscle, and more specifically, we are going to be targeting the Iliolumbar fibers. For this exercise, what we want to do is take the contralateral leg, so the leg opposite to the side that we're strengthening, and we're going to prop it up on some type of elevated surface, and then with the contralateral arm, what we want to do is use that for stabilization. So you could go ahead and hold on to something. Then, what we want to do is go into abduction of the femur, and all we're going to do is an ipsilateral hip hike. So the side that we're stretching, what we want to do is bring the pelvis toward the rib cage, and this is the strengthening exercise for the Quadratus lumborum muscle, more specifically the Iliolumbar fibers. And there you have it. Those were the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis. If you have lumbar scoliosis, or if you have issues with regard to low back pain, hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, or foot pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try. And if you have given them a try, go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought. In terms of the programming for the exercises, what you want to do on the convex side, you want to do 3 sets of 50 repetitions, and that's 5-0, not 1-5. The reason we're going so high with the repetitions is because we're trying to elicit a postural change. And whenever we're trying to elicit a postural change, one of the most important things is going to be accumulating enough time under tension. And if we do the typical 8 to 12 bodybuilding repetition rep range, then we're not going to be able to accumulate that time under tension. So 3 sets of 50 repetitions for the convex side. And then on the concave side, we don't want to do quite as much work, but we're still going to want to strengthen it, because even though the muscles are shortened, a lot of time those muscles are still going to be very, very weak. So on the concave side, what you want to do is anywhere from 1 to 2 sets of 50 repetitions, and that's going to depend on the severity of the scoliosis. If you have mild scoliosis, you can just get away with doing 2 sets. If you have a very, very severe scoliosis, then you wouldn't want to do too much work on the concave side, so you would want to do 1 set of 50 repetitions. But that's pretty much it in terms of the programming for the strengthening exercises. And then in a couple days, on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m., I'm going to be taking you through the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction to correct lumbar scoliosis, and those are going to be a terrific complement to the exercises that we just did today. So be out on the lookout for that this Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. And that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.